In a quiet Michigan town, where the days passed slowly and neighbors waved from their driveways, a brutal crime was about to unfold behind the closed doors of a home that, from the outside, looked perfectly ordinary. It was May of 2015, when friends and family began calling 46-year-old Martin Durham, a man known for his easy laugh and big heart. But on this day, no one was laughing. No one was answering the phone. Martin had suddenly gone silent. And when police arrived at his home, the silence told a story all its own. Inside the small, dimly lit house, officers found Martin lying on the floor, shot 5 times. There were no signs of a break-in, no forced entry, no footprints leading away from the scene. To investigators, this wasn't random. It was personal. But personal from whom? As detectives began piecing together Martin's final hours, one thing became clear. Whoever pulled the trigger had been inside that home with him. And someone, or rather something else, had been there too. A witness who couldn't speak on command. A witness who couldn't lie. A witness with feathers. You see, Martin had a pet, an African gray parrot named Bud. African grays are startlingly intelligent creatures. They mimic voices. They replay conversations. And they remember moments of deep emotional trauma with chilling accuracy. But at first, Bud didn't seem like part of the investigation. He was simply the family pet, grieving, anxious, pacing inside his cage, until the family heard something impossible. One evening, Martin's father was holding Bud when the bird suddenly lowered his head, and in a perfect imitation of Martin's voice, whispered, "Don't shoot." The room froze. Then Bud continued, but this time the voice was different, higher, angrier, a second person. "Don't shoot." "No, no." The family stared at the parrot in disbelief, but wasn't repeating random phrases. He was reenacting a fight, a deadly one. And detectives were about to learn something else. African grays often replay the last emotionally intense conversation they witness, again and again. Could it be that Bud had just repeated Martin's final words? As investigators dug deeper, they began looking at the one person who might know the truth, Martin's wife, Glenna. She claimed she remembered nothing. She had attempted to take her own life that same day, but survived. Her story was full of gaps and shadows. But for investigators, there still wasn't enough evidence. The case hung in limbo, until Bud, the bird who couldn't forget, revealed something else. Family members recorded him repeating the argument again. 2 voices, 2 tones, 2 people locked in a deadly confrontation. One voice pleading, one voice furious, "Don't shoot." Experts would later say that parrots only reenact sustained emotional exchanges, the kind soaked in panic, fear, and desperation. But wasn't guessing. He was remembering. And suddenly, the pieces began to fall into place. Investigators concluded that the only person in the house with Martin, the only person who could have had that argument, was his wife. The parrot's haunting reenactment wasn't used as official courtroom evidence. Legally, it couldn't be. But detectives admitted privately, and even publicly, that Bud's words guided the direction of the investigation. And in their minds, it confirmed what the physical evidence was already whispering. In 2017, Glenna Durham was convicted of Martin's murder. For the Durham family, justice had finally come. But the truth of what happened that day, the fear, the final plea, the last words Martin ever spoke, would live on in the voice of a bird who refused to let the moment die. In the quiet of his cage, Bud still repeats the same words, the same desperate warning, a chilling reminder that sometimes the smallest witness is the one who sees everything.